Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. Today it's another Friday, so we're gonna do start off with a Free of Friday on a Soul peg find that I made recently, as well as a an unboxing and showcase of some new Tomica models that I'm happy to add to my collection. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get the show started. First piece that we're going to be looking at and then setting free is, I believe this would be my second Matchbox collector since they kind of redid the format going from the super fast to the collectors. So it would be this one right here. From what I've seen on other channels, seems to be pretty much out of this series, kind of one of the peg warmers basically. I personally find this is a really good casting and very reminiscent of a whole bunch of different late 70s, early 80s era car chase scenes in movies. You know, this Dodge Monaco was used in in so many movies. I mean, we've seen them in the first Terminator movie. We've seen them in some of the vehicles used in the first Die Hard were also Monacos like this. There's obviously Smoking the Bandit would have been pretty much same era, but they obviously had a deal with Pontiac, so they were using the GM, one of the GM versions of the cop cars as opposed to this. But I would have seen this in, there's a whole bunch of other ones basically that kind of escape me right now. But yeah, these I tend to crack open anyways because they do come with a collector box. It makes it so much easier to actually store them. And I mean, the artwork on these collector boxes that are very reminiscent of the early Lesney products, they're better than the actual box itself because, they don't have like a breakdown of what's in this wave or anything like that. We can see it's a licensed product, and this is a 2022 license, so current wave for us, at least up here in the Montreal, Canada area. And yeah, I also noticed something really cool. This little True Grip tires, I guess to offset from everybody calling them Real Riders. Yeah, let's get it open. Check this one out from a little bit closer. All right. Throw away that cardboard. There's the box. And model in its little clamshell. Really like these little clamshells. They're really good. I wonder if it actually fits in the box. That would be really amazing, though. Maybe. I don't think so. No, it's a tad too big. But that would be really cool. Matchbox, if ever, you can definitely scalp this idea off me. Make these slightly smaller. Make them fit in the box. That'd be amazing. Protect the box from being crushed and protect the model better than with just the box. So, I mean, for now, look, we won't be needing that. But yeah, let's check out the car, huh? That's what we're here to check out anyways. So, here's your 78 Dodge Monaco police car. Definitely very good looking side profile. I mean, these are Malaise era cars, and I mean, they were, your go-to full-size family sedans, basically, or mid-size. Is it mid-full size, maybe? Definitely not a compact, maybe a mid-size. The full size, I mean, you had the whole Chrysler lineup in the Mopar family that had bigger cars than this, so the Imperials and all that good stuff. So, all right, let's check the model a little bit closer. There's no opening parts on this one. I find it's kind of cool when the collectors have opening part, but the rims obviously very well chosen. Not very well represented on the box art, to be honest with you. They look convex on the box art, whereas they are definitely concave with some lip on the vehicle itself. Let's see. yeah, once again, the Boone County shield on the doors. Got the Monaco badge here. The turn signals are done. Door handles and chrome trim around the windows are also done, going from A to C pillar. The B pillar is actually just part of the glass portion of the casting. No front details on the front chrome part, which is kind of a drag because you can see on the box art again that you know, 2 spots of white on each front light and 2 spots of orange on those turn signals on the bumper, and you would have been complete, especially in views of the fact that the rear is really well done. And I mean, there's no top pass, so I mean, on a premium like this, I would expect 4 passes. But you know, since it's a chrome face, it's not all that bad, and I mean, I'm more than happy to fill in the blanks on this one, because obviously now it's unboxed, so it's going to be staying in the collection. So I love the fact that the tires are treaded, very narrowed axles with very wide tires compared to what these vehicles would have had in period, but it looks good. It's a good looking car, and I do like that gloss avocado green. Very glossy paint. I mean, it's very reminiscent of that era, basically, the mid to late 70s. Got some mirrors, 2 mirrors, which is great. And you know, your basic black interior. Yeah, unfortunately we do have the Frisbee for a steering wheel. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's probably better not to look at it too much in depth. But you know, all in all, seats look good. Do look like those plush velour looking seats. Probably with the gear shift on the tree as opposed to on the floor. But yeah, really nice little model. So I like these, especially with these boxes. I love the collector boxes for storage purposes, as mentioned. I mean, it's just so much more practical. I mean, you know, you're done checking out your model, just drop it in there, and there you go. It's relatively safe. You know, despite it moving around a bit, relatively safe. And the rubber tires do help in making sure it doesn't move all that much. I'll just put this here. So now we'll get to the main part of the show here. So yeah, decided to add some Tomica to my collection because it's a brand that I love. I have traveled in the past to Japan and was not in a position at that time to actually do a whole lot of hunting. So yeah, I guess kind of catching up on that, and you know, I picked up a couple things that I find pretty interesting. The first one is basic Tomica. It's the brand new Civic, I think what FL7 or something it's called. I'm not sure exactly the chassis code on this one, honestly. Box did slightly get damaged in shipping, unfortunately. Yeah, this was my first time ordering from AliExpress, so yeah, this is one of the things I ordered. So obviously we're gonna get this thing open. 1, box damage, and 2, the cellophane. I mean, it's not like it's all right. Well, it's definitely factory sealed, I can tell you that. Almost there. There we go. That's going in the garbage. Now we're going to just open this little box. We should have a little plastic bag in there if everything's kosher. Yep, definitely we do. And here's your Civic Type R. Latest generation. So basic series Tomica. These are actually pretty cheap if we're talking about pricing for what they actually are. I mean, this thing is heavy. It's got front and back details. It's got lens lights. It's got the classic 4-spoke wide sport wheels that Tomica has been using for quite some time. No opening doors. This is a window shut model, which is great because the interior will never get dusty. We do see the red seats in there, which is cool, very cool. And it does retain a black dash, which is, you know, rare enough to mention, I guess. This is a right-hand drive JDM version. Do have that triple exhaust pipe on the back. Little Honda logo. Type R logo, Civic logo. Very well done. Very, very well done. This wing is plastic. I'm assuming it's going to be part of the base, which is plastic, but such good quality plastic, it almost feels like metal if this car's cold. You can see the 2022, and this is 1/64 scale, so that is great. As usual, made in Vietnam. They have been pretty much ever since they stopped being made in Japan. Beautiful, beautiful little model. And I mean, for a basic car, I mean, these are, you know, this thing was, I think, the equivalent of less than $5 Canadian, and about the same to ship. So, you know, about $9 Canadian. So that would give you about, what, $6.50 US, something like that. $7 US shipped. All considering, not so bad. I mean, if you look at pricing of Tomicas on the pegs on those horrible cards as opposed to these nifty little boxes, I mean, I personally find it's really not that bad. I mean, it has sprung suspension as well. Like, it feels a little bit less they doesn't seem to have as much resistance in the springs as example you would see in a majorette, a vintage majorette or anything like that. Oh, I forgot to put this back in the bag. Yeah, but still, you know, all that's what's cool about Tomica. They've always retained the sprung suspension for their basic lines for the most part, and of course for the TLV line as well, and the TLV Neo. They've always had a sprung suspension, which is awesome. Now we're going to be falling into two multi-car sets, basically. First one is an assortment of basics, and I found this set really cool because it's kind of a concept that I really like. We are talking about this here. So this is a unmarked police car set containing these four models. So you've got the S13 Sylvia K's, finally a Mark III Super Turbo, current version Toyota Crown, as well as a R35 GTR. And this will be the first GTR, the Tomica GTR, that I add to the collection. So that's always good. They all have the same little, you know, little single cherry on top there. The undercover police strobe. So yeah, let's get this thing open and check out the contents. These are factory sealed still. From what I've seen, these are not super impressive if we're talking about what's inside the box as per packaging. Just undo the tape here. Oh yeah, this is pretty so this is what your inside looks like. Not super amazing. I mean, literally you've got one car per corner. The rest is just corrugated plastic, corrugated cardboard, and you know, they're not really held in place or anything like that. So, all right, well, I'm gonna start from my, you know, like my least favorite to the most favorite in this pack. Basically, we're gonna check them all once at a time. I'm gonna start with the Toyota Crown. Don't get me wrong, I love the Toyota Crown, but I do like the older versions better. Although this one I find makes a perfect undercover cop car. It's very basic, you know, it's not in your face or anything like that. Nice molding details on the quad exhaust. You can see it's really this one's got a center teardrop aerodynamic design for the police light. You've got the plate holder in front and the big crown logo, which is great. These lights are very simple. I find the Majorette and Tomica, the basic line, they use the same type of basic decos for their front lights and rear lights, and it works because basically it's better to have just something basic as opposed to have nothing and a big loud livery, at least in my opinion. Now, obviously this is a basic, so it doesn't have mirrors, and none of the ones that I'm going to be showing you, the Tomicas today, are going to have rear view mirrors. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm very happy to add this anyways. So this one is number 1 out of that pack, and I'm gonna follow it up right away with one of these unmarked police cars, basically, that I already had in my collection. We're talking about the what we would know as the G37. So this is a Skyline V36. As you can see, 350, is that 370 GT? No, it's a 350 GT, so it's got the VQ35 as opposed to the VQ37. So early V36 Skyline sedan. This one does have opening doors. You'll see as well the basic wheels that are most often used on Tomicas are these ones. If we exclude the sport wheels, as we saw on the and this is an older model, so it does have the chrome inserted lights as opposed to just the painted ones. They used to do that a lot, and I do have a couple other Tomica cop cars that I'll show off at another point in time. I do have this these kind of front lights as well. So we've got inside the right-hand drive steering wheel is a basic frisbee again, or pizza pie, pizza pan. Got the shifter though, that's pretty accurate in its size. It's not too big. Twin tailpipes that are part of the body and not of the base, which is again black metal. Here's your base. So this is a 163 scale, 07 license, and this I picked up quite some time ago. Yeah, your basic. Well, it's not that big. I mean, it's pearlescent white, and you've got the same type of strobe light, but offset to the passenger side in this case. So, I mean, I find they look pretty good together, you know. And here's the difference, basically, between the basic wheels as well. You'll see that on top here, this is the ones I favor, is the 5-slot wheels as opposed to the 4 slots, which look much more toy-like. These could, you know, be passable as you know, heavy-duty police wheels and whatnot, but you know, those are the two most frequently used wheels on the Tomicas. All right, so next, how about we jump into yeah, let's do the GTR right away. Let's do the GTR. Here's the GTR. Take that out of the bag. Ooh, nice color, very nice color. Nice metallic, kind of like ox blood with some there's some silver, there's some red, yeah, silver and red flake in there, but it's almost got like a little bit of a copper hue. It's a very interesting color. So this is going to be fun to compare to all kinds of other GTRs from all kinds of different brands. You know what? Let me go pick up a couple out of that are easily accessible to me, just so we can check out what we're looking at if we're talking about comparables. Let's see. Got this one. Got this one as well. Yeah, how about that? Matchbox doesn't make a regular GTR. They only make the Nismo GT3, and I do not have one of those. I never found it, so I won't be able to compare. But I do have one that's going to be more premium and one that's going to be more basic, at least in theory. So let's check those out, see what we get. So first and foremost, let's check on the details of this R35. So we've got, again, that same design of a police strobe. Not really any side details. Again, those wide 4-spoke sport wheels. Got some lens fronts. We've got the grille details that are very, very well done. We've got opening doors. And we do have a very bad steering wheel. You can actually see air passing right through underneath the dash all the way through that to that wheel well. But overall, looks great. Looks great though if you hold it at this angle. Again, very majorette-esque. The fact that some of the parts here are not going to be fully covered with paint, but it's not as evident as on a majorette. So I do have a majorette GTR, but it's not loose, so I won't pull that one out for comparison. Very nice overall. You know, rear's got simple deco, but it works very well. You know, lights, GTR badge, Nissan badge, that is it. Clear windows. So if we compare it to something a little bit more basic, we've got here the Hot Wheels version of the GTR, at least one of them. This is probably going to be, yeah, it's the same generation GTR. So you've got the Anniversary, the mainline version of the Anniversary GTR. So size-wise, the Tomica is a 1/62 scale, as you can see here. It's 2016 casting. So, and if we look, the Hot Wheels GTR is slightly smaller, as you can see. Slightly smaller. So I think the Hot Wheels is very close to being true 164. That's going to be verifiable in not too long anyway. So, but yeah, if we compare, you've got your let's see, I'm just going to get this into focus because it's focusing on the background. There we go. So you've got pretty much the same details. But they're not as well applied on the Hot Wheels if we're talking about those tail lights. You do have the 50th anniversary additional badging under the Nissan badge next to the GTR badge and a little Hot Wheels license plate. Tomica does not have. In both cases, the quad exhaust is not detailed out and is part of the base. Obviously, you've got the stripe for the anniversary edition here that the Tomica doesn't have because it's not an anniversary edition. Having a hard time focusing this one, however, both have the air vents done. Obviously, we're talking about are these? Yeah, both have lensed front lights. And both have the grille details done. Again, Tomica has applied them much better than Hot Wheels. However, Hot Wheels does have those vents detailed in that are under the headlights, whereas Tomica does not. And both have a little bit of molding detail inside that lower bumper grille. Yeah, so I'd consider the Hot Wheels a little bit more basic because it doesn't have suspension, doesn't have opening parts. It's, you know, it's just not the same. If we're talking about going a little bit more premium, I unboxed this not too long ago. We're talking about the green light version of the GTR. Now, on the get-go, first thing that we'll notice, there are no mirrors on this one, which is kind of a shame. No mirrors, but we do, this is the only one that's going to be metal on metal. And this is seemingly the same model year as the Tomica one as well. Although the bumper is not the same. So, yeah, this one's got all the side details with the door handles, that turn indicator, that wing vent. Everything's detailed out, obviously, which you would expect. But I mean, the green light's pretty much, if we're talking about pricing, the green light is pretty much the same price as the Tomica, if we're talking about buying them as singles. And yeah, that paint flaw is still there. I have not remedied to it. We do have silver on the exhaust tips, which is great. Yeah, and metal base, rubber tires, pretty faithfully recreated wheels, although diameter seems to be slightly smaller than it should be. All the rest of the details are all good. This as well has some tampoed in rear details with the slightly off center turn signals and reverse lights on the driver's side. In this case, we are talking about a left-hand drive vehicle as opposed to the right-hand drive Tomica version and Hot Wheels version. So this one also is the only left-hand drive out of the three. But yeah, overall, you know, same price point. Each has their advantages, I think. Hot Wheels being especially the price. The price to detail ratio is pretty good. Oh yeah, also if you notice here, the green light, the rear wing here that is metal and casted into the rest of the body, it's the only one letting air through underneath the spoiler versus the Tomica and the Hot Wheels. So yeah, that's another plus, I guess, for the green light. But yeah, let me know out of the three which one you like best. See what I get as a reaction here in regards to, you know, we're talking about approximately the same pricing. I mean, normally a GTR like the Tomica one, if you buy it online, should be around, I guess, $7 US, approximately, as a single, with the police theme and everything. I guess green lights, you guys let me know, people in the States that are watching this, if that's about the same price as you'd see for one of these on the pegs. And, you know, Hot Wheels, well, they're Hot Wheels, so you can buy pretty much 5 Hot Wheels for the price of one of these. So, all right, next up, we'll go into the S13 Silvia. This is the second variation that I'm going to have of this car from Tomica. Really nice. So here it is. A nice gloss black S13 Silvia case. Oops, let's get focus on the right car here. Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. All right, so this one does have opening doors. This casting does. Again, strobe, which is centered this time. Yeah, lensed front with the Silvia badge. So these should be the early spec grill. Normally they should come with the brick lights, but I don't, you know, they're not detailed enough to see if they're brick lights or not in this case. The rear is very simple if we're talking about how the lights are done. The Silvia case specific wing. Here's your interior. Again, very basic black interior, nothing special. Don't see as much of the wheel arch through here as you would on the other model. But yeah, this is my second one here, so here's the other one. This would be the initial D, the Tomica Dreams line. Sorry. You'll see that it's got slightly more detail. You got the Nissan badge and Silvia badge on here, which you don't get on the police version. You do get, you know, all the sponsors, as well as the Aquina Speedstar sticker there. The classic, you know, light green metallic and gunmetal gray, lower two-tone paint. Front's pretty much the same, no change there. Still got the Silvia script on the on that early style grille. Aquina Speedstar sticker on there. Opening doors. It's literally the same casting without the police strobe and a little bit more detail. Same wheels. Again, those wide 4-spoke sport wheels, which I find out of the Tomica basic wheels are pretty much the best looking ones. And they fit this car really well. I mean, they're old school and whatnot, so just like the car itself. But yeah, so this was acquired quite some time ago. Yeah, I'll just move these over a little bit. Park this one here. But yeah, very cool cast. Happy to add another S13 into the collection. S13 still is and will always be, I think, my favorite generation of S chassis cars. And last in this box set is the one I am most happy to add to the collection. It's a fairly rare cast. Just came out under the Tomica Premium line, and I may actually be buying one of those for a specific reason I'll go into shortly. Here it is, Mark III A70 Supra. So not sure if this would be the 1G GT or the 1JZ GT or even the 7M GE version of the car. So 7M would be the 3-liter we got here. We got it both NA and turbocharged. In Japan, the turbocharged versions were not with the 3-liter inline 6 with very well-known head gasket destroying habits. This would probably be, if it's an early one, which it doesn't seem to be, it would be the 1G GTE 2-liter inline 6 twin turbo. Not a bad engine, but very tough to keep alive as the parts are extremely hard to get, and it is a lot more finicky if we're talking about the electronics. So since these taillights that are lensed seem definitely to be the later version, the facelift version, as also does seem to show the front and even the body color, which is very close to that dark blue. There was dark blue and dark green, basically, that were really popular colors at the time for this car, and it's mimicked pretty well through this model. Yeah, this is probably a 1JZ car, so all the better. Again, that less than stellar steering wheel, but I mean the rest, if you notice these dashboards, how they're molded, they're very good. If we're talking about the molding details, you can see the in-car entertainment, the shifter is well sized. You can see a couple of vents also right next to the steering wheel, kind of faintly. Outline of the glove box, you know, it's well molded. It's well molded, that's for sure. You got the sport buckets. Even that rear band, those rear seats look really well molded into that cabin. Here's your base. So 162, this one as well. And the front details are painted. And yeah, I was referring to the premium version of this. It has come out in the red box and the black box version of the premium, Tomica Premium, and does feature pop-up lights. And instead of these sport wheels, once more, you'll be getting factory accurate wheels. And it seems to be an earlier version, like the 1G GT cars, the pre-facelift ones. So I'd be interested in getting one of those for sure, especially for the working pop-up lights. I mean, it's becoming a thing with the Tomica Premiums that is really cool. They also are putting out an AW11 MR2 that's out and available in 2 colors, red or white. Also has pop-up lights. Definitely looking forward to those. Alright, we'll finish off this video with a last set. One that definitely I am very happy to procure myself, as not only a JDM fan, but also kind of a Honda fanboy to a certain extent. The 30th anniversary Type R Tomica Premium Collection, or trio, should I say. That's what we're talking about, premiums. So these are all colors that are exclusive specifically to this box set. The only way to get the black Type R EK, the yellow Type R DC2, as well as the NA1 Type R NSX is really in red, is really to pick up this box set. So get this unboxed too. I'll do it a little bit quicker because the inside of the box should be pretty similar in its packaging. Actually, even more similar than I thought it would be. Literally exactly the same thing, except you got an empty space since this is a 3-car set. So they didn't go all out with making interesting packaging, but at the end of the day, the packaging in this case is literally just to protect the cars. So, all right, so let's give it a start. Which one should we check first? You know what? Let's go just in order of where these cars stand in the actual range, the Type R range. We'll start with the Civic. So here's the Civic. It's got the white rims, the black paint. I think it's called Nighthawk Black. Sorry about that. A little sip of coffee. So yeah, let's check this out in more detail. So this is basically what you'd get in the basic line, but with a little bit more detail. So you've got lens fronts and rears, which is not unusual for. Then you've got the realistic rims. You got a little bit more painted details as well. The sides done with the Type R badge, which is sorely missing from the Hot Wheels version of this. That you can see vaguely right about there. Actually, no, it's the bottom one here, the yellow EK9 CTR. This one has the red Recaros, opening doors. You know, the interior is still basic. You know, you got still the basic steering wheel, but again, you know, nice molded. And if you've ever owned one of these Civics, strictly diecast, Jake, I'm talking to you. You know these. You can see the dashboard's done. You know, the details are all there with the vents, the ICE, and all that good stuff. You know, door panel interiors are not necessarily done, but that's fine. Again, the premiums do not have any mirrors, but honestly, that's fine by me. You know, the TLV line is where it's at if you want the utmost absolute details. And these are still actually sprung suspension vehicles, which is very cool. We're gonna put that there. Next up, let's check out the fastback counterpart, DC2 ITR in Phoenix Yellow. Look at that, eh? Phoenix Yellow, red Recaros, and the white early pre 5-bolt ITR wheels. So these were 15s. They were up to 16s on later JDM models, and we only got 15s in North America of a different design, and we only got the 5-bolt version, as these were 4-bolt. Oh, look at that, a little production issue on this one. There's some yellow overspray on the steering wheel and the steering column in this one. Look at that. First time I see a QC issue on a Tomica, let alone a Tomica Premium. But yeah, there's some overspray on that dashboard. Huh, that's pretty cool. See if the other side's any better. Oh no, still got some overspray on there. So heavy paint. But yeah, pretty similar to factory color. You'll notice that both on the Civic and this one, there's no air going through in between those spokes, those wheel spokes, eh? So it's true to life design, but it's still a fairly basic car. Mind you, they did go ahead and do the muffler in silver, which is something I would have done anyways, so that's good. The rear lights are also lensed, as are the fronts, which is great. So So yeah, a pretty iconic spec if we're talking about this this ITR. And we will finish off with the last of this trio, this Type R trio. This is the first cast that I get of the actual NSX Type R, the original, the OG 92 release NSX Type R. Not really any power added to the car, but suspension, chassis, wheels, all that good stuff, as well as a little bit of weight reduction. So true to Type R fashion, still with the 3-liter J30. Really, really nice. So painted fronts. No pop-up lights, working pop-up lights on this one, but yeah, the 5-spoke white NSX Type R wheels. Mind you, when they did the facelift of the NSXR on the fixed light version of this car, it was renamed NSXR and not NSX Type R. And that's the one that's example in the Mountain Drifters Hot Wheels Premium Series. Here's your lensed rears. This is a 1/60 scale 2016 license as well. Did I check the scale on this one? I didn't show you this. Base on this, yeah, 162, 2020 cast. And this is a 162 as well, 2019 cast. So there you have it, folks. Little JDM haul for you. If we exclude, obviously, that Mopar in the back. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this little showcase. It's a little bit of a longer video, but I think that there's a lot of good casts in here. So feel free to leave me your feedback. Tell me what you thought. Which one of these is your favorite? Which one of these do you have in your collection? And until next time, I'll wish you happy hunting. Hopefully you find everything you want and need. And stay safe. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.